We are live, and oh my goodness, what a day, and what a busy, busy day, and good stuff for you. What are you hearing about your book?
A lot. It's interesting. People that I have no real connection with are sending me little notes on the book, so it's really pretty cool. I didn't expect that first day, so that's really neat.
It's awesome. So, for those that are listening, this is Paul's book launch day. It's called Get Squared, Goal Getting with Balance, which is pretty exciting when you think about how many times we all strive to set goals and then we just don't quite reach it. So this is a day of congratulations that are in order for the success of your book launch and the amazing things that you'll be able to do with this book. So you mentioned when we started, and I don't want to forget, that you wanted to give some kudos that needed to go out to several people. And I think because we got to talking last time, we didn't remember to do that. I want to do that first.
Well, yeah, and I did talk a little bit about that this morning, just not in detail. And I realized that I forgot our editor, Nina Durfee, who did a great job editing the book, and she's just such a wonderful lady to work with, as you know. The banter back and forth that we had over the mistakes that I was making in my writing were pretty, we had a good time going through and getting my book straightened out, but she did an excellent job. Made me look like a professional writer, put it that way.
Nina is very well known for her amazing editing skills, and I always appreciate, as she says, the name of her business is Say It Right, and she does a very, very good job at that. She has this innate ability to just pull the right words together, and that's so appreciated. So, what does it feel like to be a best-selling author?
Well, first of all, it's kind of weird to hear you say that because I'm confident, but I'm somewhat humble. So to call myself a best-selling author is going to take me a little bit to get used to, but it's really pretty cool. I mean, I didn't realize that all these steps that we were going through would lead to success that quickly. But it's really where it springboards from here, because I think the more people that this book touches, the better people will be long term,
Yes, very, very much so. It's really interesting, the process of becoming a best-selling author. And I always say that having a book is awesome. Having a book is wonderful. It's exciting to become a #1 best-selling author. It's exciting for all of those things because it's a huge accomplishment. It's a lot of goals that are set. But I also say with every author I work with that you have to treat your book like it's a business, and it's a tool for business growth. And the reason is when you're speaking from stage, when you're teaching, when you're doing all the other things, those are how you use it. You use it for social media. You talk about it. You just don't publish it and think it's the end all be all, because it's not. It is merely a tool to use for business growth. And you do a lot of coaching. You do a lot of connecting with people. So this will be valuable for you as you move about your daily activities of helping others, to be able to have something that is kind of your calling card, to use as you're growing your own business.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like a pretty big business card. And
expensive one too.
Somebody can find out a little bit about how you work with people, your belief system, and when they look at this Get Squared process, it's a really nice foundational piece for their life going forward, keeping things in check and keeping that balance.
Yes. And that we talked a lot earlier in our first interview about the goal setting versus goal getting, and how many of us, say, yes, we want to do this, but we don't necessarily follow through. The follow through is usually difficult, but you have quite a system in place as you work with your clients to really to learn, teach them how to implement the actual goal getting part of goals. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So they once they get their goal square filled out, then they take each goal that they put on there and they build kind of a little system behind how they're going to achieve that goal. And then that system will include activities that need to be carried out on a daily or weekly basis. And we have them build that onto a little playlist. So if you can imagine watching, hey, football's back on, right? If you can imagine watching that head coach for some of the teams, he's got this big laminated piece of paper or several pieces of paper that are the playbook for their team. And so he might go to, or she, depending on what position they're coaching or what sport they're coaching, may go to that and say, we need to do Red Cross 21. That's the play we're going to run next. And what's neat about it is that once they break these down and put them on the activity sheet, now they're spending that first 10 minutes of their day scheduling out their day. One of the biggest hacks in this book, and I say hacks, I have to remind myself, kids think that hacks is a good word, right? A hack or a cheat is a good word. Back when I grew up, that's not how it was. But this
it wasn't. It's totally different now.
It's a great way to increase productivity by getting the person, the business owner, their team members more organized right from the start. Because if they can be more efficient with their time, they'll get more done naturally just by having a plan for the day. So we're really big on getting those people to build a positive habit of planning each day. Then when an appointment comes up, they know what to do. And sometimes the activities that they need to do may be painful. It may involve rejection. It may involve making cold calls. It may involve things that they don't normally want to do. So if they didn't have it scheduled, they'd find an excuse not to do it. all of us have these tools within us.
It's those things like, I got to make that phone call. I don't want to make that phone call. I got to return that email. I got to write that proposal. It just, there's a lot of pieces to all of that. And do you suggest that people maybe like at the end of a day set the goal for tomorrow, or what's your suggestion?
I've seen that done so many different ways that I kind of leave that open. Some people like to get to the end of the day and have their next day scheduled out. I was always a first thing in the morning schedule my day, but it doesn't seem like that science is necessarily a one answer deal. So you can do it any which way you want to do it. But one of the things that I found was interesting when I was studying and looking into the time management, one of the chapters talks a little bit about Ben Franklin. And he did a couple of things that were very unique. First of all, he would try to do something good every day. So he had these virtues that he lived by, and he would say, okay, what am I going to do today on my virtue list that's really designed to help other people? And then at the end of the day, he would reflect on his day and reflect on that virtue. Did I come through and do what I said I was going to do? And that was definitely lost in between then and now. But I thought, what a nice addition to a daily schedule, thinking about, all right, what did I do to help somebody today? What did I do to reach out and make a difference? Think if all of us were reaching out to make a difference, how different it would be today with our weird environment that we're living in right now.
Yeah, for sure. This is a strange world we're living in right now. But, and really as leaders in our world, if we each would take that practice and bring it to the fore, we would lead by example, and it would rub off. It would make a difference. I think that always, the more that we can do that way, just to think of even just one. I think about it when you go to the grocery store and you catch somebody, you open the door for them, you look them right in the eye and smile. And they almost like don't know what to think about that. but it really, even if whether they acknowledge it or not, it makes you feel good too. It's that act of kindness that always makes a difference. And that is interesting that you would say to put that part of your daily goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're not doing it for the praise. You don't really want that.
Nope.
I mean, if you're looking to get praise for doing something like that, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Exactly.
That's absolutely right.
Just keep doing it, because you'll have some funny things happen. Some people react, like you said, they almost don't know what to do. And it's kind of comical in an innocent sort of way. But if enough of that happens over and over again, I think change can occur.
That's for sure. I totally believe in that. So this book, what would you want somebody that reads the book to go walk away with?
The most impactful thing in the book that people seem to get is they aren't used to setting goals in all categories of their life. First of all, most of them have stopped setting goals because they're on a 4% success rate. They're just not getting them. So why would I want to put myself through that misery of failing on purpose, right? So the one thing is they're setting goals in multiple areas of their lives, so it keeps them from getting out of balance, and they're accomplishing goals in each area of their life. And it builds on itself and builds a sort of confidence level and a swagger. And one of the examples that I use in the book is a really, really successful team of any sort. They've got this belief that they're going to win. And when they step on the court or the field of play, they're tough to beat. And that's what happens when you start to stack up these goals and positive things that are happening because of the fact that you're scheduling your day, you've got your priorities set, you follow through. Nobody wants to be that person that says, I'm going to do this, and then never does it. Although we all fail in ways like that. But
that's human. To err is human.
So it's nice when you can say, I'm going to do this, and then you do it, and it just charges you up and you feel better. And then you set a better example for your family as well. I mean, they can learn from that. And take it, and it's catchy. It's a positive thing that can happen that's catchy for a positive attitude.
And it's it rubs off in a good way, because you are setting the example. But what I liked the most about your book is that the balance that you teach, because it was the spiritual aspect of our life, our physical, each quadrant you were able to divide it out and set goals in each area so that you have a life balance, which is really, really, truly important for us to achieve. Well, I'm really happy that I've got to work with you on this book, and it's been really fun because you have this cheerful, you'll call and have a conversation, and you're always cheerful, and you're upbeat. You're doing all the things that need to be done to really lead by example, and I really appreciated that about you.
Well, and like I mentioned this morning, it's been great working with you. You take a lot of stress out of this, but I always wonder to myself, I wonder how many times that she was thinking, I need to reach through the phone and grab this guy by the neck. This next thing done for me. I know you were doing this a couple of times down the stretch, but things really came together perfectly, and it was by your direction. So thank you very much for that. And again, our editor did a pretty nice job too. I would send her things, and sometimes she'd have them back same day. So it was really nice working with Nina Durfee on those things as well.
She's pretty amazing. And one thing about it is I used to do all the editing, but as my business has grown and working with a number of authors, I felt like people like Nina, other editors that I have on my team do such a wonderful job, and that frees me up to do the other things that there's a lot of work, a lot of pieces that go together to make a very successful book launch and a beautiful book. So it's been quite a process, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. So
yeah. I was just going to say, it didn't hurt that we had a couple authors helping us out either. Jane Powers wrote a foreword that I was almost embarrassed to put in the book. It was so strong. And then a good friend of mine, Troy Korsgaden, who's written a number of books, mostly in the insurance industry, but he was one of the people that sent some feedback as well, and those were nice to associate with our book. It's been very helpful.
Very good. Well, for those that are listening, be sure and pick up a copy of his book. We put the link in the comments below. Be sure to pick up a copy. The Kindle is 99 cents just for today only. That is just in support, kind of a celebration of the book launch. Also print, and I loved having a print book because I like to feel them. I like to, stop in a spot, and oftentimes I'll mark my books because I want to have key things that I want to remember. So pick up a copy, support Paul in his book launch today, and also when you read the book and it resonates with you and you gained a lot from it, be sure and go back into Amazon and leave a review. That's really important. So Paul, I'm really happy for you today that, this wonderful accomplished, this goal reached for you, and congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a fun day.
All right, great. Pick up a copy of his book. Thank you.
Thanks.